This is CBC Here and Now.
Fast chargers make all the difference when you're driving electric cars long distances.
That's going to be a whole lot easier thanks to new charging stations.
We know now why it's called the silent killer, because I didn't care. I had no feelings, no emotions.
How a trip to the cabin almost became deadly and why Hilda Sr. is now warning others before they head away for the weekend.
We've got some tropical moisture on the way for the weekend for parts of Labrador.
Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Peter Cowan. Well, the streak has come to an end. A new case of COVID-19 was reported today. Health officials say the man is from this province and had recently returned from the United States. The department says he was not symptomatic or considered infectious while en route to Newfoundland. He self-isolated upon return to the province as per the guidelines and did not travel through Atlantic Canada. Contact tracing by public health officials underway, but they say the risks are low. Everyone considered a close contact will be advised to quarantine. Health officials didn't hold a news conference today, but 2 days ago, the Chief Medical Officer of Health told people to expect more cases.
We have done exceptionally well containing COVID-19 in Newfoundland and Labrador. But as I've said before, the expectation of 0 cases throughout the remainder of this pandemic is neither sustainable nor realistic.
Inspectors with the Newfoundland and Labrador Liquor Corporation are going to be out this weekend, making sure new measures for bars are being enforced. The Liquor Corp says what happened last weekend on George Street will not be tolerated, especially given the province's new case of COVID-19. Here Now's Heather Gillis reports.
Liquor inspectors were on George Street this afternoon inspecting bars and getting ready to enforce new measures that promote physical distancing. Sean Ryan, the vice president of the NLC, says they'll patrol the street and the new pedestrian mall to prevent a situation like this one that happened at Confusion last weekend, where there was little physical distancing inside or out. Ryan says they're taking a zero-tolerance approach.
The inspectors, once they come in, and if there's any ambiguity at all in terms of the numbers, we're going to err on the side of caution. There may be a timeout, and there may be a head count done.
And if bars or clubs are over capacity,
we can, in fact, close down the club.
Ryan says enforcement is especially important since the province has had its first case of COVID-19 in more than a month. He wants bar patrons to do their part to behave responsibly.
Disruptive people, disruptive behavior is going to be met with zero tolerance.
On the street, Annie McCarthy says bouncers also need to be responsible.
Or like I heard of someone who gave the bouncer $40 to let her in.
The disease is highly transmittable, so we really can't afford to take any chances. So
our intentions.
Donnie Cody, spokesperson for the George Street Association, says he doesn't want a repeat of last weekend.
I think that these types of regulations and penalties are things that we all accept as being part of the responsibility to make sure that we do practice safe social distancing down here on the street.
He'd like to see people permitted to drink on the street to better control crowding indoors.
Is because it takes the pressure off of people being in the bar in less than socially safe surroundings.
I think everyone can do better.
Meanwhile, Steve Denty with Hospitality NL recognizes George Street as an important tourism attraction. He says risk of a setback or COVID-19 spread is concerning.
The industry's taken such great efforts to provide safe experiences, to make sure that health and safety comes first. And so many operators are doing everything right and even going above and beyond.
The Liquor Corporation says that inspectors will be out at bars across the province this weekend, and if they find infractions, well, owners may have to face a tribunal where they'll face the consequences. Heather Gillis, CBC News, St. John's.
History all around us. This area of Bonavista just got some very big international recognition.
So they were the first forms of life on Earth. So we have 560 million year old fossils right in our own backyard.
I'm Garrett Barry here in Port Union, and I'll bring you that story coming up on Here and Now.
Well, 2 fires are burning outside Happy Valley Goose Bay. The larger one is about 25 hectares in size near Sandy Island Lake. The other is under a hectare and near Edwards Brook. 2 water bombers are fighting the fires. You can see that photo there from the skies. The Forestry Department says they aren't aware of any property that's in the area. One couple's close call at the cabin has them cautioning others about the importance of carbon monoxide safety. The couple's cabin on Placentia Bay had a propane fridge and stove. Hilda Sr. says the pair always sleeps with the window open, but the night before was damp, so they didn't. They'd also forgotten to bring their carbon monoxide detector. When Senior woke up, she knew right away that something was wrong. She felt faint, her heart was racing, and that's when things got murky.
So he shouted at me to get up, and I couldn't get off the bed. I felt like rubber. I had no feelings, nothing. So he managed to get me to the kitchen, which was only like 10 feet away from the bed, and put me on a chair. And I remember seeing him on the floor. Apparently, if propane is not burning clean, it builds up the carbon monoxide. And because there was no window open, there was nowhere for it to escape.
The couple wants other people to be cautious. Hilda Sr. has quite the story to tell. We'll hear more about how it's affecting her even weeks later. That's coming up in about 20 minutes on Here and Now. Well, a cross-province network of electric vehicle charging stations promised last fall is one step closer to reality. Today, the federal government announced it's contributing $750,000 towards the plan to build a network of fast charging stations from St. John's all the way to Port aux Basques. The province is also involved, putting $1 million into the Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro project. Mark Quinn reports.
Cars like this 2016 Nissan Electric Leaf are the most popular and affordable electric vehicles in this province, and they have a range of about 150 kilometers on a full battery.
Which is good for a day's driving around town.
But as our charging network stands right now, these cars don't make sense for traveling long distances around the province. Electric car advocates say this network of charging locations that's expected to be available by the end of this year means that will change, especially because the 14 locations will have level 3 chargers that can top up a battery in less than an hour.
These are prevalent right across North America, around the world. Newfoundland is lagging behind, so this is fantastic that we'll finally have this piece of infrastructure.
Siri believes this is the change that will convince many people to switch to an electric vehicle.
I expect this is going to give the green light for anybody that's thinking, I wonder if I should have an electric car. And the answer is, there is very little reason why you can't own and operate an electric car now.
The NDP says it wants to see more cars like this one on the road too. But it's not expecting cars like this high-end electric one will outsell conventional cars just yet.
This might be enough to move people over, but remember, price of oil is low, cars are cheap, so people are going to probably choose that until electric vehicles are affordable and being able to fuel them is also affordable.
Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro says the 14 charging stations it spoke about today are just a start, and it hopes to one day build more of those stations along the Great Northern Peninsula and in Labrador. Mark Quinn, CBC News, St. John's.
The Bonavista Peninsula received an international honor today. It was named a UNESCO Global Geopark in recognition of the fossils and rock formations in the region. The honor was a long time coming for local volunteers. Here Now's Garrett Berry brings us there.
A whole new state of mind.
I tell people this wasn't just a harbor that started in 1916. This was a harbor that was over 560 million years old.
A recognition more than a decade in the making for history 500 million years old.
It's definitely surreal, and all of us are quite proud of the achievement we've been able to get.
Welcome to Canada's new Global Geopark.
And this is what all of this fuss is about. This is why scientists from around the world have fallen in love with the Bonavista Peninsula. This is an Ediacaran fossil more than 560 million years old. It tells an important chapter in the story of life.
This is the transitional period in Earth history when animals first appear. So the rocks of the Bonavista Peninsula are world famous for their Ediacaran fossils, which show some of the oldest evidence of large multicellular complex organisms, and some of my colleagues now say that some of those are indeed animals.
Like the Hoodia quadriformis, found just a few kilometers from here, one of the earliest examples of animals with muscle.
You can see the muscle fibers into the fossil. Before that, they were single cell.
UNESCO calls it a great record of a dramatic transition in Earth history. But it's not just ancient animals.
There's many different types of root cellars. Here in Elliston, you'll see the hillside root cellar most of all, and you'll see the front is built out of rock. It's flagstone.
It's also how geology impacts our lives today.
They are built on a foundation of geology. The puffin colony is there, that island is there because of geomorphological processes, coastal processes that have made that isolated and a perfect site for the puffins to nest.
Now more work begins to build up infrastructure and get ready for visitors.
So we've been told by evaluators and through the process that once you get UNESCO designation, expect that you'll be inundated with visitors. It's very popular in Asia for visiting geoparks and stuff.
Using this heritage as a tool for the development of sustainable tourism, a tourism that respects nature, respects the people, respects the communities, and the cultural heritage also of the area.
And the research continues too, to find new stories to tell.
For most researchers who come here, Newfoundland is the best place in the world to come to do the research because we're so easy and accessible to the fossils.
It doesn't look like much.
Garrett Berry, CBC News, Port Union.
The Discovery Geopark was one of 16 to get UNESCO honors today. There are now more than 150 around the world. The program is popular in Asia and Europe, but pretty new to North America. To find out more, our Garrett Berry spoke with Jack Matthews at Oxford University, who helped develop the Discovery Geopark across the finish line.
So a UNESCO Global Geopark, if you become one, you become part of a club which hopefully that club is going to increase in size and is now around 160. It's about recognizing internationally significant geology and then using it for the purposes of education, sustainable economic development, and also to build and enmesh it with other areas of your culture. So a perfect example here is the site at Elliston, which is within the geopark. Elliston is well known for its root cellars and its puffin colony. The root cellars are there. There's a story there about poor soils, which is why only the root vegetables could be grown and they had to be stored. And so local stone was used to create the root cellars. So it's not just about talking about geology and the pure geological sciences. It's about using that to underpin other areas of your culture and tourist industry.
What do you think it will mean for the local residents of the Bonavista Peninsula to get this designation?
The Bonavista Peninsula is now part of that global club and it will get noticed. And that's good for jobs, that's good for the tourism industry, that's also good for things like education. The Geopark have been doing a lot of work on education, working with local schools to make sure that geology comes through in the local curriculum and supporting the wonderful teachers down there. And so I think it's only going to lead to bigger and better things. You can never stand still with a geopark. UNESCO are going to be wanting to make sure that we keep progressing. And so that's a challenge. This is not the end. This is just the beginning of bigger and better things. But it's a hugely exciting time for all of that region. And I would just say to both local community leaders and businesses, have a look at what you could be doing with the geopark and the benefits that it could be bringing to your community and your business, because the opportunity in this is absolutely huge and it's only going to get bigger.
A seagull just swooped down off the roof and hit me in the head.
Watch out for the gulls on Elizabeth Avenue in St. John's. This man is among several warning of their aggressive behavior. Welcome back to Here and Now, and to a story about some angry birds in St. John's. Ty Mentions lives near the intersection of Elizabeth Avenue and Portugal Cove Road and says the neighborhood gulls have gotten aggressive. They appear to be guarding a nearby nest and they aren't backing down. Here's Ty telling the CBC's Jen White about the bird.
I was just walking past that building there on my way home, and a seagull just swooped down off the roof and hit me in the head. It hurt a bit, but, I was fine, luckily. Since then, I've really been in tune with their behaviors, how aggressive they've been being lately, and I can't even walk up my own driveway without them, squawking at me, swooping down, trying to attack again. I've definitely become more cautious and nervous about going outside, keeping an eye on any of the gulls I see around, listening for the noises they're making if they're gonna swoop down again. First thing I want to do is contact the city. They directed me over to Environment Canada, who said they've already got several complaints about this area, but they can't do anything about it.
So how does that make you feel?
Pretty frustrated. Can't get out and enjoy the weather without being nervous about getting attacked by the gulls. This afternoon, my cat wanted to go out in the yard. I put her on a leash so she doesn't go off and cause trouble or anything for any of the wildlife. And I was out there supervising her, and a gull swooped right down just a few feet away, and I saw it defecate. Luckily missed the cat, but brought her right back in. Won't be doing that anytime soon again. Yeah.
So what's it like trying to leave your house?
I've been avoiding it mostly, but I try and I gotta squeeze around the side, and I kind of take the long way around to where I need to go to avoid the gulls seeing me or getting close to this area that they're kind of protecting. I looked up online, and it says that the chicks take about 5 to 6 weeks to grow up and leave the nest, so an entire month there. Nothing can be done right now to resolve the situation. I just hope something's done to prevent it in the future.
This weather update is brought to you by Newfoundland and Labrador Tourism. This year, it's Stay Home Year, the year to rediscover home.
Ashley, this is the time of year that I wish I was back living in Happy Valley Goose Bay. The temperature's nice and warm. It doesn't look quite that warm where you are in St. John's.
No, yeah, that's exactly what's happening right now. It's very hot up through parts of Labrador. In fact, there's a heat warning in place for Happy Valley Goose Bay. Let's take a look at those temperatures. 28 degrees so far this afternoon in Happy Valley Goose Bay. And as we head further east, here in St. John's, only sitting at 15 degrees this afternoon. Now, those humidex values as well are quite warm, feeling closer to, rather, these are the current temperatures, so still 28 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay. That temperature has dropped for St. John's, but yes, heat and humidity is the story. There's those values. 31 it's feeling like in Happy Valley Goose Bay. Now, if you head over to the Maritimes, feeling closer to the 40s. Now, we are going to see some of that heat move in as we head through the day tomorrow, but as tonight goes, we're seeing some clearing skies in the west finally. Some unexpected sun earlier this afternoon, too, in St. John's, which was actually quite nice. Made those 14-degree temperatures or 15-degree temperatures feel just a little bit warmer this afternoon. But overall, those skies should clear as we head through the night tonight. Still going to keep in that chance of a few scattered showers possible for mainly areas in the east, and then along the south coast you'll see some cloud cover push in and possibly going to see some drizzle with that as well. Now, up through Labrador, Lab West particularly, you're looking at the risk of some thunderstorms again for the next few hours, and then some of those showers will head towards central and coastal areas as we head into the early morning hours tomorrow. Overnight temperatures are going to be mild again in Happy Valley Goose Bay, only going down to 21 degrees tonight, hence why we've got that heat warning in effect for you. 18 degrees in Lab City, and then down to those single digits for most of the Avalon. The winds will be generally light across the island, and then temperatures in the double digits as you head towards the west coast and central. 12 degrees for Gander tonight. Now, tomorrow looks fairly lovely. Probably going to hang on to some cloud cover in and around the Avalon with a chance of a few scattered showers, and then again along the coast, just south coast, because we're in that onshore flow. likely going to see some cloud cover and drizzle. But overall, going to be a beautiful day for most of the island with mainly sunny skies. And then we've got a mix of sun and cloud through Labrador with some showers, potentially heavy at times moving through. Could even see some thunderstorms again for Lab West tomorrow afternoon and evening. And then the next round of showers will move in for you. So for Saturday afternoon, we're looking at temperatures into the 20s again, or rather finally for eastern areas, 21 degrees for St. John's. Those winds will be generally out of the southwest across the island, anywhere from 20 to as much as 40 kilometers per hour. The further west you go, though, the heat and humidity will be full tilt, 28 degrees for Grand Falls, Windsor. Same for Corner Brook, but that humidity will make it feel closer to the 30s. And then another warm day up through Labrador as well. Happy Valley, Goose Bay, another 28-degree day. Winds will be gusty, though, southwesterlies 30 to 50 kilometers per hour. And then into the mid to high 20s along the coast as well. So the one thing to talk about is Tropical Storm Faye, and that's just off the coast of the United States right now. About 100 kilometer per hour winds is what we're seeing, but as we head through the weekend, that's going to track north and eventually make its way to Labrador as we head through the day on Sunday. So this is winds more than likely anywhere from 40 to as much as maybe 60 or even 80 kilometers per hour. But it is going to bring some rain with it, and periods that could be heavy at times. And most of the time when we see tropical systems, the models kind of underdo the precipitation. So we could see heavy rain, which is good news for most of Labrador, since we do have some fires burning and it's been fairly dry. So it's definitely good news as we head into Sunday, and it's going to stay unsettled across the island as well. Temperatures going to be back into those 20s for most of the island. Up through Labrador, your temperatures are going to drop, but it will feel quite humid. So 21 degrees in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, 18 in Lab City, again with those periods of rain continuing. And then into Monday, that's when we see that big temperature drop for you in Labrador, back down to those double digits, and then heat returns for the island. So another 28, 29 degree day for Central and the West Coast. It looks like about 24 degrees for St. John's, but again, unsettled. We will hang on to those 20s as we head into the middle of next week as well. Sunshine on Tuesday, it looks like, and then the return of some unsettled weather on Wednesday with some rain. Generally unsettled, unfortunately, for both central and western Newfoundland. Maybe a few peaks of sun in the mix as well. However, those temperatures will be in the mid to high 20s, returning to those single-digit lows, it looks like, for next week. And then for eastern Labrador, rain, again, heavy at times, well, Sunday, potentially even into Monday, and then a drop in temperatures with that as well. But you do recover quite nicely into Wednesday. Same thing for western Labrador, staying cloudy. I had to share this great shot. Tanya sent this to me on my Facebook page, bike riding and tilting on Fogo Island. Thank you so much for sharing that photo with us. If you have any weather photos to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
Thanks very much, Ashley. A trip to her cabin on Placentia Bay almost cost Hilda Sr. her life. She was there with her husband, and they both started feeling sick. The culprit? Carbon monoxide. I sat down with her to find out about the lasting effects and what she wants other people to know about this silent killer. So you were at the cabin. When did you first realize something was wrong here?
I remember kind of waking and thinking, why is my heart beating so loud in my ears? My husband had gotten up at 8 and got his coffee and went outside. At some other point, I realized that my heart was pounding, and I'm thinking, like, what's wrong? I was trying to remember what we ate the night before, if something was associated to the food we ate. And I remember it felt like someone had doused me with a bucket of water. I couldn't move. At one point I did sit, but I felt like everything went black, and I thought I was going to faint, so I lay back on the bed, and I called out to my husband, and he said he could barely hear me. And he said, what? And I said, I'm not well. And he said, when he looked at me, he thought heart attack. So he managed to get me to the kitchen, which was only like 10 feet away from the bed, and put me on a chair. And I remember seeing him on the floor. We have no idea how long he was on the floor. And he said he realized that he was on the floor looking at the legs of the table and forced himself to get up, and again got me outside. All of a sudden it hit him that the dog was still inside, so he got her out and she immediately started throwing up. He turned off the propane, and that's when he figured it was carbon monoxide. We have propane fridge and stove in the cabin.
Before then, was carbon monoxide something that you guys even thought about at the cabin?
We did. We always slept with a window open. Friday night, it was very damp, and all of a sudden I thought I better close the window because the bedclothes is going to get damp in the spare bedroom. So I closed it. The fridge was still turned off on max.
So clearly there was something wrong with the fridge, and that was what was causing all of this.
Yeah, apparently if propane is not burning clean, it builds up the carbon monoxide. And because there was no window open, there was nowhere for it to escape.
So your cabin is accessible by boat?
Only by boat.
How did you get to the hospital?
A good friend of ours was also at their cabin, and between him and my husband, they got me in our boat, and what normally takes about a 15-minute ride in the boat, he said he probably done it in about 10.
What have the long-term effects been for you?
I still get out of breath. I had some blood work done at the hospital, and they're suspecting muscle damage in my heart. So I still get out of breath. For the first week, my head was still like a bit woozy at times, reoccurring headache, and I noticed that I had some weakness in my left leg, and my doctor told me that it's stroke-like symptoms because of the lack of oxygen in your brain.
You decided to go back to the cabin not long after you got out of the hospital. Why did you decide to do that? And I guess, what did you do differently this time?
The next day we went back. We knew we had to, because if we waited too long, we probably wouldn't. But the first thing we did was open all the windows, disconnected the fridge, and put that out. And we've been investing now in solar panels and an electric fridge.
What's the key message you want people to hear about carbon monoxide and the cabin?
If you have an older fridge, keep a window open. Don't forget your carbon monoxide detector, which we had forgotten to bring back with us the day before, but we plugged that in right away. And just be cautious of your propane and your ventilation, and it was never far from our mind, even before this happened, but now it's always in the forefront of our mind.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your story, and good luck with the recovery.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Here and Now, and let's go to PEI now, where a 10-year-old Mi'kmaq boy has been struggling with his growing fear of the police. This comes amid worldwide protests pushing back against police brutality. His mother picked up the phone and asked the Summerside Police Service to be part of the solution. The CBC's Stephanie Van Kampen explains.
Kingston Gallant says his friendship with Constable Peter Stay is one he didn't expect. And it's a friendship that might not have happened had it not been for a tearful phone call from a mother to police, asking them to help with a problem that was just too big.
He's like, I'm never going outside again. I don't want to go outside. And I was like, why? And he's like, because I'm afraid of police and I'm not going outside to play basketball. Again, they're going to hurt me because I'm Mi'kmaq.
As protests against police violence erupted across the globe, Gallant refused to leave home, worried he'd be hurt by police.
I kind of felt intimidated, and I'm Indigenous, and so our family has a long history about police not being on our side, so I kind of felt intimidated and kept my distance from them.
It broke my heart, and I didn't even know how to be a mom to him in that moment because there was a million thoughts racing through my mind, and I just knew I didn't want him to be afraid of the police.
Constable Peter Stay arrived within an hour of her call. The two shot hoops together and talked about police and their role.
I don't know all the right answers. I have to listen to the kid. I have to listen to the adult, the child, whoever it is because I can't pretend I understand what they're feeling. There's legitimate concerns in that community where people have been harmed and hurt and continue to, and it's legitimate. So it's our responsibility to make sure that they know what we stand for, and that is to protect and serve.
Both Gallant and Stay left the basketball court feeling different.
He changed my perspective on police and actually made my life a whole lot safer and made me feel safer.
Both the family and Constable Stay say they recognize there's a larger problem of racism at play, but hope their story may be one small step toward changing things. Stephanie Van Kampen, CBC News, Summerside.
While talking about that history between police and Indigenous people, it began as a peaceful protest, but became a 78-day standoff between Mohawks and the military. Tomorrow marks the 30th anniversary of the start of the Oka crisis. The land dispute saw the RCMP and Quebec police move in on Mi'kmaq land, or Mohawk land rather. A gunfight ensued and one officer was killed. The CBC's Sarah Levitt spoke with the community about the lasting effects of that crisis and what, if anything, has changed.
Hello, my name is Alan Harrington. I'm an Anishinaabe, not Mohawk, but I reside here in Ganassadage.
I'm Yagayawata Patton, and I'm 21 years old from Ganawage.
My name is Deyawani Zarate. I live in Ganassadage, and during the siege of Ganassadage in 1990, I was 9 years old.
It was a bloody day at the Mohawk Indian community in Oka, Quebec.
I know I was in high school. At the time when this was going on, I was living in Kitchener, Ontario. Coming in! When this broke out, and then we seen it on the news, I know there was other Indigenous kids that I hung out with in high school, and all of us wanted to come here. At that time, you know, I was in my teens. I was trying to figure out who I am as an Indigenous man, because this was one of the biggest issues in history that wasn't happening here in Canada.
What kind of people are you? There's children here and you're shooting tear gas at us.
They searched our vehicles as we came in and out. The officer had a pump-action shotgun. The officer tells her, everybody out of the vehicle. So she said, it's just my son, he's a little boy, he's 9. The officer went around to the vehicle to the back where I was sitting and pointed the shotgun at me.
Although I was not born in 1990, I grew up always very aware of it and understanding the very real and long-term implications.
It's been 30 years since the siege in 1990.
It's been 30 years since the Oka crisis.
It's been 30 years since the Oka crisis, and not much has changed.
These discussions of land sovereignty, of Indigenous issues, of Indigenous rights, and Indigenous self-representation are still going on.
For us, the psychological impacts that we've seen in our community have been quite detrimental to relationships, family. When you learn our mythologies, we've been here since the beginning of time. Time immemorial, we'll say, so we need to have our say, our legitimate say, as to what happens on these lands, and it has to be recognized.
Earlier in the show, you heard from Garrett Barry about the big day for Bonavista. The Discovery Global Geopark received UNESCO status this morning, and it wasn't alone. Nova Scotia's Cliffs of Fundy received the same honor after years of lobbying. The CBC's Emma Davey has more on that other UNESCO site.
Hello, my name is Alan Harrington. I'm an Anishinaabe, not Mohawk, but I reside here in Ganassadage.
I'm Yagayawata Patton, and I'm 21 years old from Ganawage.
My name is Deyawani Zarate. I live in Ganassadage, and during the...
Apologies, that's the item you just saw earlier, but don't worry, we're going to have more on those Fundy Cliffs coming up after the break on Here and Now. Welcome back to Here and Now, and we want to try a story for you again. It wasn't just a big day for Bonavista today. Nova Scotia's Cliffs of Fundy also received UNESCO status, and they have also spent years of lobbying in order to get it. The CBC's Emma Davey has more on that other impressive site.
Inside?
Whoa! These visitors are taking a tour of the Cliffs of Fundy at Five Islands Provincial Park. Part of the newly designated UNESCO Global Geopark, the area is rich with geological history.
So when we're finding something that nobody's ever seen before, that gets really exciting. It's kind of addictive.
Now, those involved with the project are hoping to showcase the natural beauty to the rest of the world. UNESCO Global Geoparks highlight significant geological sites, and this is one of only 5 geoparks in Canada.
Well, the beauty of the designation is that it immediately puts you on the world stage. So it will let us reach audiences that we could never ever reach just on our own.
The area stretches 160 kilometers along the Bay of Fundy. It's a place that is also important to Indigenous history.
It's closely connected to our legendary person, Glooscap. There's a lot of legends about Glooscap along the Fundy Trail and along the Bay of Fundy. And our ancestors have been here for over 13,000 years, according to archaeological evidence. So it's very exciting for the Mi'kmaq.
But there's still work left to be done. The president of the Cliffs of Fundy Geopark says the province will have to spend some money to make this a success.
I've felt over the years that we're sort of been neglected, this area, and we have so much to offer. And as I mentioned before, we went to this, that we've just basically taken what Mother Nature has put here and we're showcasing it to the world.
But the promise of a lucrative tourism sector is also bringing hope to communities still reeling after a gunman killed 22 people in April during one of Canada's deadliest mass shootings.
We'll never forget. There's no way that we will ever forget the tragic events that have happened on April 18th and 19th, but we also don't want to be defined by those events. It's going to be a long healing process, we know that, but this is something I believe the Geopark is going forward, and it's looking ahead, and it's positive for our rural area.
The people involved in the Geopark say they hope to have a celebration this summer as soon as it is safe to do so. Emma Davey, CBC News, Advocate Harbour.
Tomorrow night's East Coast Music Awards are going to be held virtually. Audiences can still watch along on CBC Television and CBC Gem starting at 9:30 Island Time, 9 o'clock in most of Labrador. Among some of this year's honorary award recipients, Kelly Russell and Ron Hines. Both musicians have played and recorded with the wonderful Grand Band. In honor of the big night, we've dipped into the CBC vault and found this report from 1980 on a then up-and-coming music group.
The wonderful Grand Band, all Newfoundlanders, though some have been away to Ontario for a few years before returning home. The popularity of the group springs partly from their ability to play traditional Newfoundland music they've arranged to sound more lively and contemporary. They've been together for about 2 years, but only really got serious about trying to make a success of the band during the last couple of months. The impetus came partly from an appearance at a festival in Toronto last summer.
You had older people in Toronto at the caravan come up and say, thank you. My son always hated Newfoundland music. I'm always trying to get him interested in the Newfoundland music and the heritage and all this, right? And I had to drag him here to caravan, but now he's back for the third night with his friends and we're really rocking to the music.
Malone's portrayal of former Premier Joe Smallwood has all the right moves and sends audiences into gales of laughter.
I will tell you. This much. I'll tell you this much.
Local critics have been praising the wonderful Grand Band as one of the best arrays of talent to come from Newfoundland in a long time. Audience reaction has been backing up the critics' assessment. Pubs are jammed with long lineups when the band appears. And though the group is hoping for a cross-country tour, They say they'll always keep Newfoundland music and characters in their show. It's part of their lives, something they couldn't get away from, even if they wanted to. John McQuaker, CBC News, St. John's.
I think they got that Canada-wide tour in the end. It's been quite a week for whales. They're still putting on a show on the Southern Avalon. Lots of people are making their way to St. Vincent's. And as you can see, the whales get really close to shore. They've been doing it for years, but it hasn't always been seen as a good thing. Whales used to be a major problem in St. Vincent's, threatening the livelihood of fishermen. Land and Sea did a series on the issue back in 1980, and here's a little piece of it.
Us fishermen, we're the fellas that had to put up with this. We're the only fellas that are losing.
Newfoundland fishermen feel victimized. Just when cod stocks were rebuilding and more fishing gear went into the water, herds of humpback whales moved into their fishing grounds. The result? $3 million in lost gear and lost catches. Fishermen are becoming impatient, angry, and some threaten to solve the problem with guns. But it's not the famous codfish that's attracted the giant whales. It's a tiny bait fish called capelin. They used to head far offshore to the Grand Banks, but overfished capelin stocks there have caused them to move to land, to the inshore capelin stocks and to the inshore fishermen. The area that consistently gets hit the hardest is St. Mary's Bay.
These last 10 or 15 years, they're like wolf packs. They come in 40s and 50s. And everybody mostly, you missed a day, but probably tomorrow you're tall. Now you can see now right down here is a man working at his leader. And the other man that they fixed theirs, there's another guy out there, he's fixing the leader that he had tore.
If the problem continues, it looks like whale entrapments could rival the seal hunt as Newfoundland's media event.
Ted, when did that whale come in that trap?
I don't know, this morning or last night.
And when did you put that trap in the water?
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday? What do you think should be done with it?
You should open season on it, I suppose. Or someone should compensate you. $7,000 trap and you got nothing left.
Hey, your trap's come back up.
He gone.
He gone? I think he has.
Over here.
The issue is undeniably clear. Something has to be done for the fishermen who get damaged by whales. A full compensation program has been requested, an insurance program that requires premiums to be paid by fishermen, and a plan that's administered by them also would be ideal. But time is running perilously short. While the few fishermen we talked to on this program who suggested killing and have killed whales is by no means representative of how the entire fishing community feels, it does represent an undercurrent of discontent and frustration. It's a tide of discouragement and despair that, if not dealt with before this coming season, could cause Newfoundland to be thrust once again before the world screen as butchers and barbarians of these great sea mammals.
Let's take a look at who's celebrating anniversaries this week. Linda and Elwyn Kosh are celebrating their 50th. Mary and Calvin Brownridge celebrating 55 years of marriage. Jerry and Frank Making are celebrating 50 years together. Garth and Mary Tiller are celebrating their 63rd anniversary. Happy 51st anniversary to Nathan and Donna Lair. Happy 55th wedding anniversary to Alan and Nina Janes. Happy 60th wedding anniversary to Myrtle and Jim Hobbs. Happy 64th wedding anniversary to Maxwell and Enid Barrett. Happy 50th going out to Jim and Bessie Merrigan. Congratulations to Raymond and Audrey Rowe on their 50th wedding anniversary. Happy 67th wedding anniversary to Lockley Phyllis Fiender. Ralph and Greta Pilgrim are celebrating 50 years together. 50th anniversary greetings to Larry and Jean Spracklin. Jim and Marie Suley are celebrating their 55th wedding anniversary. That's today. Greetings to Pearl and Carl Milley celebrating their 65th anniversary. Happy 61st anniversary to Pat and Dora Hickey. Happy 50th anniversary to Wayne and Mildred Smith. Happy 63rd wedding anniversary going out to Douglas and Lily Ivany. Happy 55th anniversary to Lloyd and Maxine White. Celebrating their 52nd anniversary are Claude and Linda Dunn. Happy 60th wedding anniversary to Robert and May Bradbury. Congratulations Marilyn and Jim Coleman on their 50th wedding anniversary. Happy 53rd anniversary to Henry and Phyllis Sutton. Happy 50th anniversary to Will and Mona Clark. Percy and Loretta Benoit have been married for 58 years. Happy 50th anniversary to Ron and Judy Francis. Happy 52nd anniversary going out to Gordon and Violet Monk. Now to the birthdays. Happy birthday to Muriel Vardy, who celebrated her 90th birthday on Sunday. Ellie Vokey will be 95 tomorrow. Marie Daw is celebrating her 90th birthday. Best wishes to Mary Louise Cluett, celebrating her 104th birthday. Hector Parsons of Whitburn is now 95 years old. Happy birthday to Margaret Power, who turns 90. Happy birthday to Jane Rousel, who's celebrating her 91st birthday. It's another 104th birthday. Happy birthday to Effie Petton, who celebrated on Wednesday. And if you thought that's impressive, well, Trixie Hines has her beat. She is turning 105 years old this weekend. Happy birthday greetings going out to Bill Saunders, who turns 99 today. Happy 98th birthday to Gwen Bowering. Barbara Warren turns 94. Gertrude Hayes is celebrating her 98th birthday. Happy 95th birthday to Richard Brinston, who was a gunner in the Royal Newfoundland Regiment. You can see that photo there. Happy 90th birthday greetings extended to Doris Richards. And the great Gordon Pinsent will turn 90 on Sunday. That's definitely not a current photo. And if you want to read more about Gordon Pinsent, there's going to be a feature article about his life and career up on our website. That's coming up on Sunday, cbc.ca/NL. I hope everyone finds a way to celebrate this weekend, given the physical distancing rules. And, well, in Bowering Park, there was no physical distancing. Don't worry, they're all in the same bubble, so don't go quacking at me about it. This duck and her ducklings kept close while waddling through the park. And that's it for us for Here and Now for this week. I'm going to duck out now and have a good weekend, and Carolyn Stokes is going to be back with you on Monday. So take care and have a great weekend.